Well, hello, everyone. This is Ken Hardison, and welcome to another episode of Grow Your Law Firm. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I've never talked about on the podcast directly. I mention it in and out all the time. It's masterminds. And my wife encouraged me to do this. I felt like it would be selling, and she says, no, tell them that means you have to be in your mastermind, that they just need to be in a mastermind. So, I've been in masterminds when I started my law firm and my second law firm, the one that I started marketing and really trying to scale in 96. I got in a mastermind in 97 with Dan Kennedy. I've also been in masterminds with ever since 97. I've been in at least one, if not two masterminds with other marketers, other coaches, other consultants or whatever. And I can tell you, it truly has helped me. It helped me explode my first practice. It helped me with PILMA. And the reason I love masterminds is because, there's two ways to learn. You can learn, by trial and error and reading a lot and watching all this stuff and going to seminars, or you can learn from other people's that have already blazed a trail and been there and done that. And to me, that's a lot quicker and it's a lot cheaper. So, I love masterminds. I'm still in two right now. I'm trying out a new one, and I pay big bucks, like $40,000, $50,000 a year to be in them. But I think, I know that they have helped me personally grow several businesses to 7-8 figures. So I'm all for them. But the question is, and I recently wrote a book, The Mastermind Effect, and on the notes on this, you'll have a link where you can download it for free. And it's on Audible. If you don't have time to read, it's a short book. It's probably 120 pages. But and it's got some case studies in it and whatever. And I go talk about the history of masterminds. Firestone, Carnegie, all those guys, they used to get together and have masterminds. So this is something that hadn't just come up in the last few years. This has been over 100 years ago, that masterminding has been going on in our country. And I felt like those guys are pretty smart. Henry Ford was in one. As smart as those guys were, as rich as those guys were, if they thought they were important, then I thought to myself, yeah. And I read this book Napoleon Hill wrote about Think and Grow Rich, and he talked about the mastermind effect, how it pulling the minds of a bunch of people together to solve a problem or to help each other. Just generated, 10 times, 100 times more than you trying to figure it out yourself. And I said, I got to be in a mastermind. That's when I joined one, and I've been one, I guess now for almost not quite 30 years, maybe 26, 28 years. So a lot of people are out there claiming that they have masterminds. A true mastermind, though, is not somebody like me getting there teaching. That's a master class. So a real mastermind is when you get together like-minded people and share what's working and what's not working and what your challenges are. And this is in marketing and management. And it's like having your own mini board of directors. And I think the best way to have one is have someone that's facilitated, that has been there and done that. And that's why I like mine, of course. And there's other ones out there. Ben Glass does one. That I think is a true mastermind. I don't know how the other ones work, all of them, but I do hear, I've had some of my people leave mine, go to another one, and then come back to mine and say ours was better, but I'm sure we're not for everybody. There's going to be other ones that you like. But I would encourage you to go into a mastermind because it's a place where you can get with like-minded people. And remember, the people you hang around with the most, or where, the 5 people you hang around most is who you're going to be like. You want to be around successful people, people that are hungry to grow like you are, and are helpful and sharing. And what makes ours work is that it's market exclusive, because when I was coming along, your competition is not going to tell you the secrets, right? In our mastermind, you have to sign a non-disclosure. If you've ever found where, you've leaked out some information from one of those meetings, then you're banned for life. And I think there's a penalty too, a monetary penalty, fine. But that you want the free flow of information. And what it becomes is, I've had people that have been in masterminds for over 10 years with me, and a bunch in my 8-figure, I have different groups. I got like under 2 million in revenues, 2 to 10, and over 10. And a bunch of them in the over 10, they started out in the under 2. And over the last 10 years, they've grown to 8-figure law firm. And they've grown together and helped each other. And it's sort of like a little fraternity, sorority, whatever you want to. It's a little community. These people are helping each other. They go visit each other's offices. They share stuff. It's nice to have somebody that knows what you're going through, because let's face it, most of the people in the firm, most of our families, they don't understand the stress and what we have to, the challenges we have to face and the competition. And I just think that it's a safe place, I just really do. I mean, I know in our masterminds, like, I just did a survey, and over half of them doubled their firm in the first two to 3 years, and they were already doing good. Okay. So I know it works, but it's like everything else. You got to go to the meetings. You got to, participate, engage. And then when you get back home, you got to implement, just like anything else. And I guess that's why it's only over 50, a little bit over 50%, because if those are the implementers, I know the ones that are going to grow. I can tell it from the first meeting, or at least by the time I had the second meeting, because I see what they did since the last meeting. Now, I also encourage them to watch their numbers. I make them fill out forms, because I'm trying to keep their staff cost under 20% of their gross every quarter, and their attorney compensation under 20% every quarter, so that we can keep the cost, so we can get looking for a net profit of 30 to 45%. And that is doable in a PI practice. If you know your numbers, you watch things, and you have, accountability and benchmarks and KPIs and good leadership. I mean, it takes a lot, I'm not gonna lie about it, but it can be done, because you look at the firms. I mean, my gosh, some of the firms out there and how they have grown. It's just, amazing. So I guess what I wanted to just share how important I think masterminds are. And whether you join Pilmas, or whether you join, Being Glasses, or some other one out there, just make sure it's a true mastermind, that you actually get in there and you share, and you go around the table and you spend 2 or 3 days together, and you bring stuff, show and tell, and that it's got a confidentiality agreement, and that the facilitator is just not there to listen to his self-talk. What I'm saying is, I've been in a couple over the years where the leader, the facilitator, really liked to hear self-talk, and so he kind of dominated the whole deal. And I just said to myself, if I wanted that, I'd just hire him as a consultant. I want to get what these other guys and gals are doing, because they're in the trenches doing it. And although I might be smart, what I like to do is wait and hold back. And then if they don't get the answer, then I'll pop in, but I like to let the other people engage. This makes a better mastermind. So when you're looking at these masterminds, ask them actually how they operate. Do the people, they just have hot seats where you don't go every time. In my groups, you go every time. There's, I keep it under 18 people so we can get it done in 2 days. And, I'm in one group now, they got like 60 people. You have to put in an application to get a hot seat. Well, I didn't know that. I should ask. So I'm probably out of that one. I'm going to try another one, you know. Uh, I understand why he's doing. He's trying to make more money, but I like money. I'm not going to say I don't, but that's not my number one reason for doing this. My number one reason is to help lawyers grow their practices because it gives me satisfaction. It gives me self-worth. It gives me purpose. Now I still like to eat good and go on trips, so I need the money. As I tell everybody, my creditors demand it, but it shouldn't be you gotta, and you can tell if somebody's sincere about it or if they're just in it for the money. I'm not gonna mention names, but there's some out there. It's just about sell, 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 sell. And we could be bigger. I've often had people say you're not charging enough, you're not marketing enough. This is a lifestyle business for me. I built and sold to 7, 8-figure law firms. I did okay, and I have other businesses, other interests. I'm not rich by any means of imagination, but I get everything I need and most of what I want. And I think success to me is not just all about money. It's doing what you love with the people you want to do it with when you want to do it. And that's what I do now. If I interview every person that joins our mastermind, and if I don't think they're a good fit, or if I think they're a butthole, I don't let them in. I mean, I do deny people memberships just because I don't think they'll be a good fit. Or maybe sometimes I don't think that they got enough to share, and I've kicked people out for not sharing. The deal is, if I was doing it just for the money, I would not do those things, right? So anyway, get off my soapbox. But yeah, download the book, read it, or listen to the Audible book. If you're interested in the mind, you can get up with us, info@filma.org. And listen, I encourage you to go around and check out the other ones out there, because we might not be the best fit. I'm just being honest. I want what's best for you. I tell all my people that, what's the best for you is what I want. And if it's not me, if it's not Pillman, then so be it. But anyway, on that closing note, I hope to see you next time. Until then, this is Ken Hardison, dedicated to your success. Thanks.